there's quite a few states in America that are recognizing, gold, for example, as legal tender, and like how it was in the old days. And I did do a video about this a couple of days ago as well. Building laws to protect sound money, for example, and personal financial sovereignty. So let's look at some examples of this. Wyoming, they're recognizing gold and silver as a legal tender. There's also Idaho as well. They've removed all taxes and precious metals, for example, from taxes from precious metals. Alabama, now protects gold and silver buyers from state legal tracking, which I think is a really good thing. This is what I call economic decentralization, for example. Now, would you support your state making silver legal tender again? I would. Type yes in the comments or no in the chat, for example. So what does this mean for you, for example, right now? This battle is just beginning, and here's why it matters. If the feds, for example, and other central banks win, your wealth becomes programmable. Paper assets tied to digital ID systems. Inflation quietly eats away at your savings. If we win, we move to an asset-backed value. Silver and gold, for example, regains their historic role. You regain financial freedom and privacy as well, which I think is important. So why do I believe that stacking gold and silver is not just for wealth, but for sovereignty? So before I leave you tonight, I want you to think about 3 powerful resources. One of them is I've got a free stacking calculator which you can download here, which you can track your monthly silver and gold strategy, for example. I've also created a Sound Money Survival PDF, which is a guide for you to download about what's coming and how to prepare. There's also a link here for trusted dealers when you're looking at gold and silver. There's lots of, trusted dealers. I've just mentioned a few, for example. So I would love to hear your feedback. And also what I want to do is for us to look at creating a community. Like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Join me as I go live daily, and you'll receive weekly, daily silver and gold alerts, for example. So tell me in the comments, should we really be looking at silver more than gold? I believe we should look at both, for example, right now. Tomorrow I am going to be going live, and I'm going to be talking about a survival guide, because really what I saw of what happened in Spain and Portugal, it made me really, and I really have been talking about community since last year, that we should be really building a community with where we actually live as well as online, but I'm talking about where we live, because there's no kind of like fire drill, or there's no sort of action plan or steps that if the grid goes down, what do we do? Because people weren't able to access cash machines, they weren't able to get cash out the bank, they were left quite vulnerable. It must have been very scary for them. But if you've got a community, then you can work together and build a strong system, but also have a checklist of items that you need for when the emergency goes down. Just like if your lights go off, you'll have candles, for example, or torches, for example. So tomorrow's live, I'm going to be discussing with you a survival guide, and you'll be able to download that in case an emergency happens, like what happened in Portugal, where they didn't have any electricity. And we're still yet to find out the real cause of that. Although they said it wasn't a cyber attack or human error, we still need to know really how and what happened there. What do you think? I'd love to get your feedback. Do you think that we should have gold and silver as a legal tender in all states where we all are living, for example? I think it's such an important thing that we are aware of what the gold and silver has to offer us, precious metals. I truly believe that that's something that is always a safe haven, something that we can rely on, and also that in the event of an emergency, it can be used for that purpose. Now, I'm doing gold and silver, for example, as a 10-year plan. I'm looking at this as a long-term investment, not to flip, something that I can use for a long period of time, say 5-10 years. That's the reason why I've got the stacker calculator, so that I can put the gold and silver in there, so that I'm building wealth, legacy, sovereignty as well, and security. So join me live tomorrow as I go through the community survival kit that I feel that we all need to be aware of, so that we can be prepared if the eventuality that this happens to where you are living, for example. So I hope that you've enjoyed this short live today, and please do join me for the next live tomorrow. It will be at 7 p.m. UK time. That will be 2 p.m. USA time, New York time, for example. And I look forward to sharing with you more insights. Click like, subscribe, join me. Let's build a community. Let's stack together. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for today's live. And I look forward to speaking with you all tomorrow.